All right. What are we talking about today in our live? Okay. There are exercises that you and or your students may do that are fine. The problem is not with the exercise. The problem is with the exercise selection. So today we're going to go over why doing certain things may be detrimental to the overall progress of what you could be doing to help people learn fundamental movement patterns and or the movements of life. All right, I'm going to give you an example. Leg extensions. There's absolutely nothing wrong with leg extensions. However, doing leg extensions for a kid or a student or a youngin, as they say, without teaching them movement patterns is detrimental to their progress, learning. All right, here's what we're talking about. Leg extensions involve knee extension, okay? The act of the quads extending. All right, squats do the same thing. Squats are a fundamental movement pattern that people will do for the entirety of their life. When was the last time you just sat at the edge of your chair and kicked your leg out? You didn't, right? So you're really not truly learning a fundamental movement pattern, the movements of life. All right, squats will teach you a fundamental movement pattern, such as getting out of a chair, getting out of your car, getting off of the toilet. Those are all involving the action, the movement of a squat. All right, so leg extensions, not necessarily the same thing. Although they're working the same muscles, the same joint, the knee, you're not doing the same thing as far as teaching and progressing them through the capabilities of doing stuff for the entirety of their life. All right, that's a problem. Not a big problem, but a minor problem, but a problem that we can fix easily. We have to select exercises and or movements and or drills that allow people, students, to learn, build up skills, build up progressions, and then teach and master and motivate and learn and redo and master and motivate so that they learn those skills that they will be using for the entirety of their life. How many times have you heard a parent say, well, I don't have any balance? It's because you didn't learn and master it when you were young. You simply just didn't do the drills. How many times have we heard people complain that they don't have a skill set? Oh, I'm uncoordinated. Oh, or I can't catch, or I don't have the strength or the mobility or the flexibility. I can't touch my toes anymore. I can't get into that position. Through improper teaching patterns back in the day and or involving into today, and through these participation, which has been dropping ever since, we lose, but we never mastered when we were young. They say it's like riding a bike. Well, when you rode a bike when you were young, you still can get on a bike to this day and do it. If you master the skills of a squat when you're 8 years old, you will still remember it when you're 60. You will still know the fundamental process of what needs to go on. However, if you just did it once or twice when you were young, you never mastered the process. So through exercise selection or proper exercise selection, we have the opportunity to teach so that they master skills that they'll use throughout the entirety and or rest of their life. All right. Proper teaching will allow for those skills to be mastered. Jumping jacks. Nothing really wrong with jumping jacks, but when was the last time you really did a movement that involved swinging your hands, kicking your legs out? Okay. Pretty good for cardio. Let's be honest, it's not really good for cardio. However, it's not a fundamental movement pattern. There are other things that we can be doing or teaching that will allow them to get their heart rate elevated, that will be based on learning skills that will teach them they can do for the rest of your life. Getting up off the floor, up and down, probably a better movement pattern. So an exercise like a Turkish get up would be better for teaching movements of getting up and down. Still going to get the heart rate elevated. Going to be better off for everybody if they choose to do that versus a jumping jack. All right. Hopefully you're starting to see the pattern here. When we choose proper and better, or more proper, I don't know if the proper term is proper. Get it? We will allow students to learn and master movement patterns that they will use for the rest of their life. All right, so nothing wrong with jumping jacks in and of itself. Nothing wrong with leg extensions. Nothing wrong with leg curls. They can be great exercises as adults for that act of using those muscles and doing that joint movement. However, for a student, learning to control their body, especially going through growing stages, there are better, more appropriate selections that we can be doing. All right? That's all I have for today. So, wrapping it up. Choose exercises and movements that they will use for the entirety and duration of their life. That doesn't mean that other things are bad for you. It just means they weren't as important to do and or learn in a limited learning environment time frame wise. We have to choose the best, most appropriate, and that is the goal. All right? That's all I have for today. Choose the most appropriate in the time that you have with your students. All right? All right. You guys go out, be awesome, be amazing. I'll be back soon. If you do have any questions, be sure to comment below. You can email us at spencer@spenceraiken.com. We're always here to help. Share this with your friends if you feel that they need to learn from this as well. Comment below. As I already said, we're always here to help. We love hearing from you guys. All right. Thank you very much. Go out, be awesome, be amazing. Thank you.